King Charles has made an extraordinary move against his own brother, reportedly firing Prince Andrew's security team. The Duke of York's security has been privately funded by the King ever since he lost public-funded police protection in 2022.
And now, overnight, we've learned that members of the security detail have been told their services won't be needed from November. That's led to speculation Prince Andrew may now move out of the Royal Lodge after having refused when asked by the King earlier this year. For more, Sunrise Royal editor Rob Jobson joins us now. Morning, Rob. How likely is it that this move is just so Prince Andrew can be forced out of the Royal Lodge?
Very likely. I mean, the reality is it sounds little, doesn't it, Royal Lodge, but it's a sort of palatial place, masses of bedrooms. There's only Andrew and Fergie that live there. So there's no real, need for Andrew, who's not a working royal anymore, to have this great place. Charles has been trying to get him out for some time. He got a great big long lease from the late Queen and has been holding that over his brother's head. But the truth is, he can't really afford to live there. The roof's falling in. And the King reckons that, I suppose, that if you get his brother out, he can actually rent the place out to some billionaire or somebody else that would actually bring in a lot of money to the royal coffers. So I think that Andrew's pretty much doomed and he's probably going to have to get out of there. I think he's been offered Harry's old place at Frogmore Cottage, but has been holding out against that for some time. So it's been a bit of a standoff, but this security team getting the axe is... They're basically static security that sort of guard the outside of this mini palace. And if that's been taken away, I think it leaves Andrew in a pretty invidious position.
Yeah, not a bad alternative, though, Frogmore, right? So the King is just like all of us, making cutbacks in this, cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than that, really, is that he's looking at the situation. Andrew's, he's really quite a divisive figure, to put it mildly. We see a lot of him publicly through the Paps taking photographs of him in Windsor Great Park. I think the King would just like that whole area to go away, but he is trying to make the properties that are owned by the monarchy a little bit more cost effective, and this would be one way of doing it because there's bound to be someone that would want to do that. And one of the previous palaces that used to be where the Duke of Windsor, when he was Prince of Wales, lived, that was rented out for years to the guy who owned Fortnum & Mason. So they can do it, and it does make a lot of money and financial sense.
Mm.
Yeah, well, take that, Andrew, I guess.
Yeah. Is that
Can't live in a big mansion with, all the security.
$500,000 just for the upkeep. Jobbo, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Well, and the roof's falling in as well. That's half the problem. So I think that would cost an absolute fortune. So.
Yeah, it's a first world problem, isn't it? Thank you, Jobbo.